I say this respectfully, with all due respect. I ain't here for the struggle. Okay, I just don't do the struggle. I'm not available for it at all. I don't ride no struggle bus. I don't need no struggle love. I don't work no struggle jobs. Okay, I am not running a struggle business. I do not run a struggle business. I don't make struggle money. Like, I am just not about the struggle. And I am anti stress and struggle and pro health and happiness. Let me tell you something. The old me would have settled, but the old me would have settled because struggle was an all too familiar place. And because I was so well acquainted with the struggle, I would have made a different decision. And now the healed me, nah, I'm good. I don't do the struggle. I don't even respond to the struggle. I don't even acknowledge the struggle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not embracing that. I'm not wearing that like a badge of honor anymore. It's over between me and the struggle. You know what I mean? And I really want to encourage you to feel the same way and to respond to the struggle in that way and to be in a better place and really operate from a level of higher awareness and from a healed place. Because when you heal internally, you really and truly do operate from a higher level of awareness and make different decisions and are a better judge of character, and you will find success so much sooner. It is truly one of the ways that you can shortcut your way to success, other than the other way being working with somebody who's been there, done that, and now models what you aspire to be and achieve yourself. So I want to really get into this today, okay? Because so many women, especially high achieving women, and I know that's why you're here, because you're secretly and silently struggling and you don't want anybody to know it and you don't know how to get out of it. But I'm going to help you do that today because I'm going to shift your mindset and have you think a lot differently than what you've been thinking up until this point. And so somebody needs to tell the truth and shame the devil, okay? Might as well be me. Okay, I am not afraid. I'm not scared, okay, at all. Now, stop responding to the struggle, period. Can we just start there? I need you to be open. I need you to be open, have an open mind and an open heart so that you can receive this, okay? Now, if you don't know me, and even if you do and you've been following me for a minute, then you know I'm going to tell the truth no matter what, right? Truth and transparency is what it is here. And I say this in love, even if it doesn't feel that way upon my delivery, okay? I just don't believe in sugarcoating the truth. It doesn't serve you. So if you don't tell yourself the truth and if nobody else is not telling you the truth, that's where I step in and give you a heavy dose of the truth. So this might be a hard pill for you to swallow, but that's okay. We got to get through it, okay? Because there's a version of you that thought the struggle was like a rite of passage until now, right? Because we're not doing that anymore. Not at this big old age, girl. You know what I'm saying? Not in our 40s and our 50s and beyond. No, we got to rebuke that thing, right? We cannot allow that evil spirit to creep in. Like, it's got to go. It's time to burn that down. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So we're not doing it anymore. And the reason why is because you've outgrown that the pain-based success stories, right? Like, why does it got to be trauma filled? Why does it have to be based on your pain anymore? Like, why can't we just let that go? Well, because we're not taking the time to heal and addressing the underlying issues, you know? So that's the problem. So I need you to choose ease. And I need you to choose ease to be the new normal. Okay? The new norm, not the hustle culture. We got to unsubscribe, girl. We got to unsubscribe. We have to. because it is killing us, figuratively speaking and literally. Trust me when I tell you, I have taken care of a lot of women at the bedside when I was a bedside nurse, and I've been a nurse for 25 plus years and counting. And especially it affects burnout is real for all women collectively, especially women as compared to our male counterparts, but particularly women of color and women over 40. Okay? I need you to really hear me on that. And you may have even experienced that yourself or know someone who has. So when I say we've got to make ease the new norm, I mean it. So listen, I used to be one of those women who prided herself on how much I could carry, what my workload looked like, right? I didn't mind being overcommitted and overburdened and overwhelmed and all of that. I did wear that like a badge of honor. Emotionally carrying the weight, physically carrying the weight, professionally carrying the burden. You know what I'm saying? But choosing ease for me meant unlearning all of that. And that's where you need to be, is unlearning all of what we've been taught. And we're going to get into it, where this comes from, because there is history around this, okay? Now, at this point in my life, again, at this big old age, at this phase and stage of my life, I don't do the hustle. If it doesn't feel aligned, if it's not life-giving, if it's not peaceful, if it's not bringing me joy and doesn't light me up, if it doesn't match my spirit and where I am now, the level of maturity and evolvement that I have now and where it is I'm headed, if it doesn't align with that, it's a no. It's an easy no. It's an easy decision for me, right? It's like, nah, I'm good. Really? No, for real. Like, I'm good. Okay. And guess what? I can tell you for sure that the money still comes. Yeah, with my no, and no, by the way, is a complete sentence. The money still comes. The joy still flows. I'm not just suffering to get there anymore. That's the thing. I'm no longer choosing. It is a choice. I'm no longer choosing to suffer. Okay. So I can tell you that I recently made a decision, in fact, a business decision. I'll use that as an example because I actually did this not long ago. And when I say I made a business decision, it was around how I was going to pivot. Like, see, here's the thing. I truly embody ease. I embrace it fully. And so I had a business proposition, okay? And I actually was the one I'll say I was the one who initiated the conversation with this person. We seemed like we had a lot of commonalities, right? And we did. And when we talked, we, for the most part, hit it off. But early on, there were some telltale signs of this person being in the struggle and fighting for her demise, as many of us women do. So many of us will fight for our demise, even when we know it's not feeling good to us. We know something's off, it's not right, and we will still fight for it. And that's where she was. She was still in the struggle, still subscribed to the hustle. And the more we talked, the more that was revealed. And I knew right away, like, nah, it's not going to work out between us. And I had to make that a hard no. And it was going to be, or seemingly was going to be, a really great decision. But I had to say no because it was no longer aligned with who and where I am and where I am headed. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this strategic partnership wasn't so strategic. I had to strategically say no for that very reason alone, is that it didn't bring me peace. It didn't bring me joy. It was draining me early on in the relationship. There were just not things being openly revealed, right? I can't work with somebody like that with where I'm at now. I'm not going to settle for somebody who's okay with, just settling for less, right? For me, I need more. I need higher. Again, it's about embracing ease, period, point blank. And so I knew she couldn't evolve with me. She was not there. She had to catch up. Okay. I'm already light years ahead of her. So I need you to start letting go of trauma bonds. Okay. Trauma in love, trauma in life, trauma in bonds in trauma bonds in love, in life, and in labor. Because even in your job right now, if you're still working a 9 to 5, you're probably still experiencing that trauma bond. And I need you to realize, just like I did, I had to realize that I wasn't just loyal to people, but I was loyal to the pain. And maybe you're there right now too, right? Trauma bonding is real. It had me saying yes to jobs that didn't align with me, staying at jobs much longer than I know I damn well needed to. Okay, they didn't deserve me. It had me saying yes to friendships that I was like, this ain't no real friendship. I need a deeper level of friendship, right? Like the definition between, like what it was for me versus what it was for them differed greatly because of where I was. These relationships, these friendships, so-called friendships, had expired. I had to cut that dead weight, right? Any kind of relationship, right? That felt more like a project than a partnership. Whoa, child, let me tell you, you don't even know the half, but you gotta let it go if it no longer serves you. Okay? I want to encourage you to ask yourself this question. Whenever you're like needing clarity, ask yourself this one simple but profound question, and that is, am I choosing this, whatever this is, this person, this thing, this situation, this circumstance, this whatever, fill in the blank, okay? Am I choosing this because it's familiar, right? Or am I choosing this because it's actually good for me? It feels good to me. It's really and truly aligned with me. Because if it isn't, then I want you to ask yourself the deeper question, why are you choosing it? Why are you choosing anything that's harming you in any way? Okay. And then let me know if you're open to it, what you come up with. Now, I said we were going to get into this, and let's get into it briefly. So, why is it that high achieving women, especially, okay, were sold the struggle script? Because we were sold it, right? We bought into that like long ago. We've learned this long ago. Women who are ambitious, high achievers, overachievers, type A personalities, we were sold this lie. And a lie it is. We were taught that hard work pays off, right? But we were never told that rest also yielded results. How about that for some truth? So society sold us this struggle script that we bought into, and then we convinced ourselves and accepted it as our truth, and then we didn't change the narrative, we just went with it, right? So that just created like all this confusion and confusion for us, and it really built up a lot of toxicity in our bodies and some lingering issues that we are still experiencing. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and overcommitted, if you're overbooked and you're overreaching, if any of those things, that is because of this script that we were sold. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the struggle script is. Say that 3 times fast. And so I don't want you to have that narrative anymore, because you deserve better. And it starts with the truth. And that's why we're having this conversation out loud, because you know that you're not feeling good with your decisions right now and where you are at this time. And you're wondering how to get out of this funk and out of this rut and out of this deep, dark hole. And you might even be feeling some angst, anxiety, depression, panic attacks. Who knows? Like you're going through something, right? And so I need you to know that you're doing enough, and you are enough just as you are. Okay. So don't buy into the lie. Know it is a lie, and let's back our ways out of it now that we know the truth. Okay. You know it's a lie because it no longer works for you. It's no longer serving you. And it hasn't been for a very long time, if ever it was, right? It really never was. So let's not allow it to keep you, just as it is a lot of beautiful, brilliant Black and brown women, especially, but women collectively, women over 40, again, as I mentioned earlier. Let's not allow it to steal from you, just as it's stealing from so many brilliant women, right? And it's making brilliant women like you, like me, bitter and burnt the hell out. We're burnt the hell out, and we're bitter because we're burnt out. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's a hard no. We got to draw the line somewhere. It's called boundaries. Okay. So I want you to listen to me. Okay, girl, like listen to me when I tell you, if you've been following the struggle script, I need you to stop. Like, just stop right now. Make the decision that I am no longer going to follow the struggle script because it is not serving me well. Say that like a mantra and say it. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it until you believe it. Okay. If you've been following the script for decades, I want you to also ask yourself, what is it actually costing you aside from a whole dose of burnout? Okay. And how is that serving you? So if you are done with the burnout cycle and you're like, you know what, I'm ready to lead with alignment. I want the clarity. I want to lead with clarity and alignment. This is your invitation. I want you. In fact, if you are getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, leave a comment right now so we can get this discussion popping. I want to have the conversation on this particular topic well beyond this video. Okay. And if you're feeling my content and you find it valuable, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss a single episode whenever I go live or drop new content, okay? Now, what does it mean to no longer be available for the struggle? And what do I mean by that? Because this is an energetic thing, right? This is an energetic boundary. When I say I'm no longer available for the struggle, I mean it. I mean it with my whole chest, okay? I'm no longer available. I'm no longer available for the disrespect. I'm no longer available for environments that drain me. I am no longer available for the struggle in any way, energetically, spiritually, in any way at all. I am not. Okay. It is not just about a boundary. It's a broadcast. I'm announcing this like, yo, I'm not available for you, struggle. No more. Okay. No more. I'm done with you. It's over between us. Stop trying to come back because it's never going to happen. Okay. So you got to get that strong. I don't even attract the same kind of chaos in my life anymore. Why? Because I stopped entertaining the struggle. You see what I'm saying? So a tip for you would be that I want your energy to be up. I want your energy to match, like where I want you to heal, and I want your energy to be aligned with what your decisions are, who you choose to work with, be around, interact with, and let that energetic connection to who you truly are at the core of your being to drive your decisions, to help you propel yourself forward. Okay. We can't keep going backwards. So I don't want you to keep repeating your mistakes, is what I'm saying, right? So let's get in alignment and stop responding to the struggle. And if you're right now in a place of survival, so, you know, like from survival hustle to sustainable flow. Actually, let's talk about how to get there. Okay. Let me give you an example of what it used to be like for me. So because sometimes when I share a quick story or give you an example, I think it's more meaningful and more helpful. So here's the thing. I used to chase clients. Oh, that was a struggle. That was a hustle. Okay. It was not sustainable. So that's a quick example, but let me tell you more. I used to chase clients. I used to grind 16 to 18 to 20 hours a day, burning for real what is it? I always mess up cliches, but burning the candle on both ends of the stick, I think is how it goes, right? You get it. You know what I'm talking about. And then I would wake up already anxious before the day would get going because I was like, it was a race against time for me. What have I accomplished? What do I still need to do? What haven't I done? What's on my check off? What have I checked off? What haven't I? Like, it was overwhelming. And I had to learn how to underwhelm myself, right? So that's what I mean by survival hustle, right? So for now, for what I do from a place of alignment and from a place of peace and operating from a place of ease. And it looks like my battery is going low. Oh, I got a little bit of time. I didn't want it to cut off on us in the middle of the conversation, girl. This is getting too good. Okay. So what was I saying? I was saying that now, from a place of peace, from a place of ease, from a place of alignment, I attract beautiful opportunities, opportunities that really work well for where I am in my life right now and in my business right now. Do you know what I mean? Really opportunities that are aligned. I run my business from a place of peace and purpose now. It's really been sustainable because it's rooted in the truth of who I am. Do you know what I'm saying? It's rooted in the truth of who I am in every fiber of my being. So it's not about, that, it's not what I think I need to prove anymore, which is what it used to be about. I always had to prove something to somebody, right? And that's because I was dealing with a lot of unhealed trauma from my past, from my childhood, from my young adulthood, things that had happened to me, things that I witnessed in my own life with, my loved ones, with people who are closest to me. And I took that with me and it lingered in my life. And it affected me in all different areas of my life. It showed up in the workplace. It showed up everywhere. It showed up in my relationships. And until I healed that, I could not expedite my external success. And so those things that I was wanting, wishing, and hoping and praying for and working towards and striving for, it was never coming until I got fully aligned. And that's what I'm saying to you. Okay, so let me know in the comments right now, what are you no longer available for? Like, let's have a real heart-to-heart conversation here. Let me know if you are going to start normalizing peace and profit, sis. Okay, those two things work hand to hand, because if you can operate from a place of peace and purpose, the profits are going to follow naturally. Okay, and if you're ready to make ease your new strategy, I want you to book a clarity call with me right now. I am offering VIP days, which I do a few at a time on a quarterly basis because I want to give you my full and undivided attention. So, and it's a one-on-one where we've spent a full day together, literally mapping out, like taking you from where you are now to, and mapping it out to where it is exactly you want to be and how you're going to get there. Like, what does your freedom path look like for you? How can you embody and embrace ease, right? How can you operate from a place of peace? How can you stop the burnout cycle? It's maddening, isn't it? So that's what I want to help you do. And so I'm going to help you either on a VIP day. I also have group coaching programs. Listen, there's there's a variety of ways we can work together. And I just want to be there for you. So let me know in the comments how I can help, or just simply book a clarity call and we can start the conversation there. Okay. Now, I want to say this too. I can remember that, like, I used to think that the struggle was my strength. I really did, because it's what we were taught to believe, that if it ain't hard, it's not worth it. That if it's not hard, something's wrong, right? But I had to unlearn that, like I said, right, earlier. And when I learned that I can actually be successful and soft, that was a game changer. And now I don't even know, I couldn't even look back. I mean, other than to share my story, but I can't relive that. I can't ever go back to it, right? It's like going back to a really bad abusive relationship. It will never happen. That's toxic. That's dysfunction, right? And so I don't allow myself to deviate from my core values, because I'm very clear on that. And I want you to be clear on your core values too, because then you'll make better decisions, better choices, and will have a better life. So book a clarity call with me so we can go ahead and get you on the right path. I want you to know, truly, I truly want you to know that you don't have to wait. You may be thinking what I used to, right? But you can start operating from this place right now. You just need the right toolbox and know which tools to pull out of it. And so if you feel like, oh my God, this is a breath of fresh air, I have been flatlining and she is like giving me life, right? Resuscitating exactly the areas of my heart space and head space, just exactly where I need to be. If you are feeling me, if you want what I have, book a call with me. You won't regret it. Okay. I promise. I want to welcome you to your ease era now. It is an era. It's a new era, girl. It's a new era. Embrace that. Okay. I want to call it the era of ease. Let's call it that. And I hope this has been valuable for you, and I'm sure it has. So listen, that's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Make sure you share this video out with at least 3 friends and watch the next video that YouTube recommends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.